All right, here's your daily routine for, really focused on balancing out how your pelvis sits on your legs and how your spine as a stem comes up from that and how your rib cage attaches into your spine. So we're going to start with feet about hip width or a little more narrow. So keep them pretty narrow on this, but make sure you can keep your balance. And I'm going to always check my feet, make sure they're parallel facing forward throughout this whole routine. Starting with hands on the hips, and just working on left to right swaying or translating the pelvis laterally. You might find that one way is tighter than the other. That's okay, work that range, work it as far out as you can into that tightness. My knees are straight here, but they're not locked out, but I'm pretty straight-legged. But I'm not locking anything out forcefully. When I go this way, I notice my weight comes more into my right leg. When I go this way, my weight comes more into my left leg. Notice how the head and neck almost kind of stay in one place. It's like the body is moving underneath them. Okay, now let's take it forward and backwards. So when I say forward, I mean my hips, pelvis are coming forward. My body above it will counter that and go the opposite direction. Sideways. Now let's take that into hip rotation. So you're trying to hit all four of those points with one circle. Now notice how I try to keep my belly button facing forward, almost like it's facing the same point the entire circle. Limiting turning of the body. The motion is all at the hips, pelvis. The feet and the head almost stay in one line, vertical line. It's like my head tries to stay on top of my feet the whole time. So you should be hitting all four of those points in one circle. One more time around. Now let's reverse that circle. Get one more time around, whole circle, nice and big, but relaxed. Okay, now let's step out wider. Now you're looking at a little wider than hip width, but it should be comfortable, so find what works for you. Check those feet, they should be parallel facing forward. Now bend your knees and sit into this a little bit more, all right? So as I come from this kind of upright position, and I settle my weight down into my legs, I let all this relax. And then my spine should just be straight, vertical, coming out of that. So we're in that position. Our arms are out, but relaxed, elbows are relaxed. And it's like we're turning a big wheel. All the way to your left, all the way to your right. How do I turn the wheel? I don't turn it with my arms, I turn it with the my legs and my hips and waist. So the power of this turn comes from my legs and really it's from how I turn my hips. All the way to the right, all the way to the left. Let's sync your breathing to this. Inhale, exhale as you turn. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you turn to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale as you turn. So the turn squeezes the air out of you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. One more time each direction. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale. Let your arms relax. Sometimes when you relax, what's nice to do is just bouncing or rocking. Use your legs to bounce your body and think about your kind of shoulders lifting and dropping. You can always come to this if you get tired. Okay. You're like this, like you're holding this big heavy ball at your stomach. Stretch out the left rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. Switch sides. Inhale. Exhale. If the shoulder's giving you an issue, instead of holding it here, you can just let it rest behind your neck, your hand behind your neck, or your shoulder, your arm over your head. I'm going to do this version. Still have this other side like it's holding a ball here. And I'm going to lift the elbow up off of the hip on that same side. And then I'm going to inhale nice and deep. Exhale, relax. Lift, open, inhale, exhale. Notice I'm not straining or struggling. I can talk normally through this whole thing, so it should be done. Make it easier on yourself. Inhale, exhale. Nice and slow but fluid. Okay, now we're in this stance. From straight on, it looks like this, and from the side, it looks like this. This knee is going to stay right over that ankle the whole time, relatively. This heel is on the ground. Torso is upright. Hands on your hips. Turn your belly button as far as you can to face left. Turn it back to face center. Left, center, and even across center if you can get it. Try to move it as far back and forth across the room as you can without forcing. Now come to where your hips face straight ahead. Make sure you square everything up, belly button straight ahead. Now roll through the pelvis. So I'll show you a side view. Roll the pelvis under, try to flatten out the back, lower back, and let it relax. For most people, there won't be a big movement available here. Okay, turn to the left, palms touch overhead, sit your weight down a little bit, take a big deep breath. Come to face forward, arms overhead, palms touch, sit your weight down into your legs and allow your tailbone to tuck under a little bit, lift from the crown of the head, deep inhale. All the way to the left, arms overhead, sit down, lift up, inhale. Crown of the head lifts, chin comes into the throat. Big deep breath. After you exhale, you move back to center. One more time. Let's do the other side. Turn right, turn to center. Now tucking. Before you tuck, pull everything to center, belly button straight ahead. Sit your weight down into your legs. Roll through the pelvis. I like to inhale and then exhale as I roll under. hips up. Inhale. Exhale. Trying to sit my weight down and kind of tuck my tailbone under a little as I do this. Top of the head lifting, chin in. Bouncing through the whole body. Everything is really relaxed. Wide stance now. Get it out nice and wide as long as you're comfortable and you feel safe in that position. Feet parallel facing forward the whole time. Knees are not locked. They have a little bend into them. Okay, get out wide. You might feel it pulling, stretching through the inner thighs. Now go back to some of those pelvic rolls. Inhale, exhale, tuck the tailbone, flatten out the back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Palms touch overhead, right over the crown of the head. Bring the chin into the throat, lift the top of the head. And now at the same time, try to sit down into your legs and have a little bit of that tailbone tuck. Now a good deep breath. Let's do 3 of those again. Palms come to the floor. Walk the palms out, but keep your weight, keep your heels down. So only go out as far as you can, keeping your heels down. Once in that position, pull the chin into the throat, stretch the back of the neck long. Push your weight back into your legs a little bit more so there as much or more in your legs than as your hands. And 3 good deep breaths. Walk yourself back. Feet should still be parallel, knees slightly bent. And now safely, try to lift your body up out of this position. And then you want to walk your legs back up. And then just end by recentering yourself. Feet parallel right under your hips, hip width, knees a little bit bent, weight distributed evenly, left and right feet. Hips feel like they're centered, they're not shoved to the left, they're not shoved to the right. You feel like you find your center point, where everything feels balanced and symmetrical. And then imagine this lifting of the top of the head up off of the shoulders. Relaxing at the hips and the knees. A few good deep recentering breaths.